Welcome back to Close to Home's Saturday Sampler for the basic block for May of 2020. Today's block, or this month's block, we're going to go over the flying geese pattern. So what I'm going to show you today is how to make this one unit right here called the flying geese. You'll notice I have it both in orange and in blue, but I'll just be doing the one today. The flying geese unit is 2 inches by 4 inches finished. So what we're going to use for our tool is the Quilt in a Day large flying geese ruler. So we can make 2 sizes, 8 by 4 finished, and the one on the end, which I'll show you here, is 2 by 4. So we're going to be using this end piece. It also comes in a small flying geese ruler, which is 3 by 6, and another one on the end, which is 1.5 by 3 inches. So today we're going to be using the large flying geese. So to cut our kits, we're going to start, each of the blue and the orange are going to be cut at 5.5 square. The green is going to be cut 2 at 4 7/8. And then the white, we're going to need 2 7-inch squares, and then a long strip. 2 are going to be 2 7/8, and the last one, our centerpiece, is 4.5 square. So pretty much all squares in your kits. The 4 7/8, they're going to have a diagonal line on them, and I'll talk real quick about our half square triangles. They're going to be laid with the green right side together, and then a sewn 1/4 inch on either side of the line, cut on the line, and they're just going to form our half squares. We've done half squares before. Okay. What I want to get into is the large flying geese ruler with the 2 by 4 finished. So we take a 5.5, which is our body fabric, and we lay it right side together on our 7-inch wings fabric. And we're going to draw a line through this corner, through the orange, straight down and out. One diagonal line that intersects all those corners. I'm using a friction pen. It's a heating away instrument, so it will disappear. I'm just going to line up all my corners and draw my line. Okay, next thing we want to do is go to our sewing, and we're going to sew 1/4 inch on either side of the line. So we're going to go down one side, and everything I do with the orange is going to be repeated on the blue. Start, and I'm starting where the white intersects with the orange. I don't have to start way up here, but where the 2 squares meet. And again, 1/4 inch from that center line. All right, we're going to take it out, and we're going to cut it on that diagonal into 2 different pieces. All right, so we're going to put our ruler back on it, and we're going to cut it right in half. Pressing always presses towards the large white triangle. Okay, so if I'm pressing toward the white triangle's on top. A little bit of heat and press. Okay. And again, a little bit of heat. And press toward the white triangle. All right, So we're left with these two very odd looking squares. I'm going to place the orange square on top of the white, or the orange triangle on top of the white, and the white on top of the orange, like so. And what happens is I'm actually creating another square. I do have two little tails hanging out, and that's perfectly fine. And I have my two seam allowances side by side, not right on top of each other. They're about an inch apart. Okay, so I'm going to draw a second diagonal, and this is perpendicular to our sewn lines. So let me bring it back over here and draw a perpendicular line. And guess what? We're going to go all the way through there, and we're going to sew again 1/4 inch on either side of the line. And of course, this time I'm starting off the square onto the square. Don't flip those seams. Those are really, really important when it comes time to trim the flying geese. Okay, so off, spin it around. All right, so we're gonna sew this side and the other side. And one more time, we're gonna cut it back on that line that we drew. All right. So before we press it in any direction, we need to cut a very small 1/4 inch slit between our two sewn intersections here. So somewhere in the middle, we're going to cut from the outside right up to the seam allowance on both of these. So that's just an idea of what I'm doing. And then we'll take our scissors and we'll cut right into that seam allowance, just up to the thread line. Okay, so remember, the pressing is really important on these. When I open this up, I can press my orange out to the white, just like this one was, and this orange out to the white, just like that one, okay? And we can press that. That's why we had to cut the little intersection piece between them. All right. All right, so you're gonna get two of these. You're gonna come back to the cutting mat, and you're going to open up your large flying geese ruler, and you're going to look for the 4 inch by 2 inch finish, which is going to say right on the ruler itself. This red line is going to match up with this line on our orange. So we're just going to place this right into that intersection. And we're going to cut the two pieces apart. And we're going to cut around all 4 sides of this flying geese. So that's 3 sides. What I need to do now is to trim this side. So I will turn my square 180 degrees, reposition my 2x4 ruler. The seam is going right up this green line here, and each of these corners is directly into the corner where the white meets the orange. So I'll cut this and trim this off, and here we have our flying geese unit. Okay, so this measures actually 2.5 by 4.5, which is perfect. All your seam allowances are built into the ruler. Okay, so for every 5.5 and 7 inch square, you're going to get 4 flying geese units. All right, so once you've had them all trimmed, go ahead and sew the orange and the blue flying geese together to create our 4 inch piece. Make your half square triangles and then sew them together into a 9 patch. That's pretty much it for the flying geese. If you have questions on it, you can certainly call the store. There's also amazing directions inside the ruler itself, okay? Always starting with the size squares is always, if I lost my directions, I'm not exactly sure. So it's helpful to write what the size squares are to begin with. So a 5, 5.5, 7, and if you wanted to do the large one, it's 9.5, 11. It's kind of a nice reference, okay? Don't forget, you can call us 860-793-6639 or email close@snet.net. I miss you guys. Have a great month, and hopefully we'll get together next month. Bye.